My name is Caitlin Connor and I'll be doing my midterm presentation on serial killers. What is a serial killer? The unlawful killing of two or more victims by the same offender in separate events. There are three different types of serial killers: medical, organized, and disorganized. A medical serial killer is usually highly intelligent and they know how to carefully and cleverly conceal their murders. Typically, in a hospital setting, people pass away at hospitals, and serial killers think because of the natural deaths that they won't get caught. Then there's organized serial killers. They are highly intelligent and well organized to the point where they are meticulous. They plan murders in advance and they're very carefully to cover up their tracks. Then there's disorganized serial killers. Disorganized serial killers have very low IQs and are extremely antisocial. They typically strike at random times and are not very smart about covering up their tracks. What are serial killers' motives? Anger, rage, hostility towards a certain subgroup of the population or just society as a whole. There's power and thrill, which is motivation in which the offender feels empowered and or excited when killing their victims. There's psychosis, in which the offender is suffering from a severe mental illness and is killing because of the illness. Then there's criminal enterprise. The offender benefits in status or monetary compensation by committing murder that is drug, gang, organized crime related. What causes serial killers to kill? Repeated psychological trauma during early stages of their development. That can cause a child to seek relief through activities of violence. Feeling rejected and being unable to control the situation causes serial killers to kill. An example would be Jeffrey Dahmer. He began to have homosexual thoughts when he was younger, and it led him to kill. The confessions made by serial killers show that they talk and perceive, and they listen. The fame that we have given serial killers shows us that they communicate just like us, they have the same language as us, and they perceive themselves and others. The life of a serial killer is controversial. We are so intrigued by them because we just don't understand them. We don't understand why they would kill or why they don't feel guilty about it. Most of serial killers have psychiatric problems. Some serial killers communicate to you with no hesitation, and there is a time where all serial killers begin to talk because they get caught. They begin to explain why they did these things, and they begin to say where they got to the point where they're at. Other serial killers refuse to communicate because they don't know that they are done killing it. Serial killers talk to the police and the media as if they are normal, but the line of communication is cut by cultural limitations. Serial killers keep quiet during and after their kill. After they are done and the police connect the dots, that is when they normally start to confess. Are serial killers born this way, or does society make them this way? Most serial killers are born with the desire to kill. They get joy out of it, which is much different than how murderers are. Serial killers gain satisfaction from this. For murderers, they kill based on disputes they have, such as marriage, a fight, or a financial difficulty, in which serial killers need to satisfy their arousing fantasies. For every 12 murderers, there's one serial killer. Most serial killers are psychopathic, but not all psychopaths become serial killers. The perceptions of serial killers revolve around their family history, their environment in which they are surrounded by, and their life experiences. Serial killers perceive themselves as different, and they get confused as to why they have these urges and why others don't. They perceive themselves different as how we perceive them. Serial killers communicate just as we do in public. They are charming and they greet their victims very friendly. They try and gain their trust of their victims, and then that is when they attack. An example would be Ted Bundy, who is a serial killer who only killed young girls with long brown hair, and he got them by being educated, and he would talk to them very sweet, and he was very easy to talk to, and that's when he attacked them and made it very simple for the girls to fall for it. He lured his victims into his trap and used congruent nonverbal messages to pass expressions to their potential victims. Serial killers engage in nonverbal and verbal communication. Most times you can't even tell that someone is a serial killer when they are in the same room as you. They think about themselves and others, and they speak the same language and their communication is influenced by the culture. Thank you.
Okay,